Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Creeper World 4. That is right, we are back heading in the colony section yet again for another cursor map. That's right, this is the new creep. And we are doing it from tarot, cursor plus auto build. You are our last hope. Control the AC to gain victory. Help auto build by clearing a path. Script credit goes to Tricky, Withersjet, and Owry. Let's give it a play and see how we do. Now there's one thing I am going to do on this map, just so you're aware. It is against the map maker's wishes. Yes, so I do apologize. But let's first take a look at the map. We do have some split breeder here, all over the place. Loads of split breeder. And before I forget, map indicator. Wow, that beam from the sky. Love it, love it, love it. So yeah, we have some split breeder all over the place. A tiny little bit right there. Tiny little bit. It's a big old mountain down here and up here. So definitely some split breeder everywhere. And we will have to deal with it. Now, what am I going to do that is against the map maker's wishes? Now, as you can see, we have our base up here. We have our tiny bit of AC. And we are going to build a 3-block wall. Now, this 3-block wall kind of destroys the map. And I'll show you why. So if we do, where's hide paths? Hide paths. Look at this, right? So if we want to get power to this area, and this wall is up, we can only get power from here and here. We cannot actively get power to this area if this wall is up until we take over this entire thing here, basically. So this wall is essentially a destructive force against us. Not to mention the fact that once we control this, we would much rather have our AC flow. So I am actually going to un-terraform this. I don't want this wall. Wall be gone. Honestly, if I could, I'd even destroy the terps. Don't even need them. But yes. So that is against the map maker's wishes because that wall exists, but it literally breaks this area. So with that in mind, though, we will be going pretty good. Pretty good. So let us hide our paths again because it's always much prettier. Here is our little pool of AC. Now this pool of AC, we have a breeder here, we have a breeder here, we have a breeder here, and we have a breeder over here. So this is sort of our starter breeder set. There's actually none in this bottom right corner. Oh, also I should point out, 50 every 0.5, 50 every 0.5, 50 every 0.5, and 100 every 0.5. So this 100 I do believe is supposed to be last, which maybe is part of it, because you know, again, we were supposed to take over the rest of the map and then come from this left side and come for it. But I think if we can hold it much better because this AC is pushing, we might be able to get to that even sooner. So that's kind of my goal. That being said, yeah, let's get this show on the road. See what we can do. I am going to zoom in fairly well because the more you zoom, the easier it is. But again, we have to wait for the breeder to activate, so to speak, right? We do have to wait for that. Hopefully it activates sooner than later. There we go. And we're off to the breeding races. We want to get our butt moving. Yes, go. I want to move quick, but at the same time, I don't want to lose it, and that's the problem. I don't know the exact rate that I can move without losing it. Oh, see, I lost it right there. See, I don't think we're going to get to this one within 30 seconds, which is a shame. We might get to it right at the end. Right at the end. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. I do want to get to that right side, the tiny patch on the right. But I'd much rather sort of hold some of this, right? If we can hold some of this, that's kind of cool to me, right? If we can hold, you know, maybe a third of this for the next breeding cycle, which will happen in 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Ooh, yeah, oh my gosh, by the time I said it, I'm even behind. But look at this, we're actually holding a fair bit of this, so that is a lot of AC that we've generated that we wouldn't have before. So let's take a little look-see. We have this, we have this, we have this. I would like to get this for the next breeding cycle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up a little bit of a pool right there. Just a little bit of a pool. And I'm just going to go... come on. Come on, keep it going. There we go. And we're going back over here, right? We're coming back over here. Now, we are in the problem zone. By the problem zone, what I mean by that is right now, our production is terrible. Terrible. Holy moly, does our base go into a deficit right now. It is trying to build everything at the same time. It is not fun, but look at how much of this we gained. Look at how much AC we're making because we're able to hold this. And if we can hold this for another cycle or two, that should help loads. We are losing our base a little bit, but you know what? Our base can manage, right? It's this AC pool that is just going to help hold the map for us right now. We are holding all of the major AC pools that we need, and we have most of this one, like 90% even. And there we go, we're breeding. We're actually pushing it back. Look at the control that we're gaining. Holy moly. And the only thing we really have to worry about right now is the fact that our base needs energy. Oh my gosh, our base is so hungry for energy right now, and our biggest function is to keep this alive because we are against the strongest emitter they have and another breeding cycle. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That's what we want to see. So again, we are literally in this breeder is ours. Do not try to mess with it. As you can see, I'm trying to really push back on the bottom side, so for the other 30 seconds I can focus on the top. As you can see, the top is pushing very, very hard compared to the bottom. I mean, the bottom is actually gone. I mean, so there is that. And there's another breeding cycle, so let's push back this top, because again, that emitter is the strongest emitter they have, and we are still in a massive deficit. And that's okay, because again, our base will get there. It takes time, but our base will get there. Now, thankfully, because of what we did as well, we don't actually have our terraformers terraforming, which does mean that they will not need to continually get supplied with energy, which is just a little bit of an energy gain. It's not that much, but it is a little bit, and I'll take every little bit at this point. Every little bit is definitely adding up because we're still in a deficit. We're still building things, but as you can see, we got our cannon in this area, which is huge, right? Huge, and we're actually building this connection point on this left side, which also is pretty sizable. I mean, that's a pretty sizable game. I was planning on just coming in the right. I was not actually expecting to hold this, so yay for us. That will probably allow us to make that progress. We probably could have built the wall at this point, but again, I don't want to build the wall because again, if we build this wall, this breeder would just hit a wall and bounce back. This would be a big pool of AC that we don't want pooling, right? We want the AC to flow and fight this off. So yeah, I think that wall is more of just a hindrance than anything else. Now, I know there is a cannon up here, and I would love it. This cannon, right there. I want this cannon more than anything else at this point, because if we get this cannon, it can sort of hold this top half for us, and we can be on the move, right? We can do other things. We can go about and push back the right side, which I think is going to be pretty sizable for us. Ooh, there's a mortar here, too. Yes, let's get this mortar up. I definitely want it. Ooh, do we need a tower for it? Oh, no, we don't. Yeah, yes, mortar, you're gonna come up. Beautiful. Mortar cannon combination. I love it. I love it so very much. Yep. And yeah, they're 3.5 for the creeper cap, which is not low, but it's not necessarily high, right? Their creeper cap, it's fine. It's fine. Let's start working on this side, though. Let's push this back. Let's start getting our connections. Let's build some units. And what's interesting is, as you can see, is that, you know, right here, this is barely, like, it's barely connecting. Let's actually get this cannon up. I think this cannon will be a very pivotal one, if you will. And as you can see, now we're actually going to get this connection. This was the important connection of why we destroyed the wall. So, yeah, that's just going to be a big, big win for us. Ooh, no, I would love this cannon. And again, this is the big emitter on the map. So, If we can control this one... Ooh, I mean, they're at 3.6 out of 5, and they are not gaining. So we're actually controlling most of the creeper on the map to... not death, but sort of... it's just not gonna go well for him. Our energy is looking fantastic. We're getting some canons and some mortars. We're gonna be working towards getting this little high ground, which is gonna be fantastic. Right there, this high ground will come with these towers. This cannon will help push this at. Well, I mean, this cannon might not even fire, to be fair, but that mortar will help. That mortar will help. I swear it's gonna help. Ooh, yes, this tower will connect to this, which will build us a mortar, and that mortar should be able to directly shoot the emitter. I want this mortar more than basically any other unit right now. So that's kind of the goal. This mortar is all that I care about. It's everything to me. Because if we can be firing directly on this emitter, that is just going to be so much creep damage that everything else will just sort of fall around it, right? As you can see, I mean, we're already cutting through it pretty well with our AC, but again, a mortar firing directly on it will just severely hamper its growth. So, yay hampering. Feels pretty good if you ask me. Now, we are, again, we're taking a lot of time doing this. Don't get me wrong. This is taking time, but again, this is the big threat of the map. So if you can take your time, eliminate the big threat, everything else is just going to come into place, right? Again, they're at 3.9 generation now, and look at this, we're even able to get up close and personal thanks to that mortar just pelting away. Let's see if we can get... Ooh, yes, okay, good. We have 2 canons. We do need to get 2 canons and a mortar. This area is perfecto. As you can see, this should build this, which should then build the mortar and the duo canons, and that's going to seal the deal on this emitter. To be fair, I mean, this emitter I don't think can survive against the 2 cannons, the 2 mortars, and everything just raining down on it. So, yes, we are in a very good state for it. And look at this, I mean, even that top left side, which I can't move my mouse to, is fairly contained. I mean, this is just taking itself, but look at this, we are pushing back. I don't know where the nullifier is, so I think at this point, now with the 2 cannons and the mortar, we will just clear out around it, so it's sort of, hey, any creep that there's the nullifier, let's get it going. And yeah, I don't think the creep is gonna make it. Sorry, creep, you tried, you had a good run, but it just didn't last. It just didn't last, and that's going to actually get this connection up to here, which will get this cannon on, which is just good for business. Just good for business. Let's take this to the south now, right? I think this is going to hold. This nullifier is going to come online. So let's just start moving south. Let's get our butt in gear, because, yeah, we have a non-super mortar to go, and that would be this one over here. So, as you can see, we're just cutting through, especially compared to before, right? We are just cutting through this creep. We'll take over the tips and the tops and everything. Of course, we will want the top, because I believe that mortar can rain down on that emitter, and then we have another raining mortar, and that feels, again, it feels pretty good to be able to do. Now, again, the more land we control as well, the more we are able to do with our power, which is, or the more power we have for our breeder that's on our mouse. So, by taking out the big one, it's sort of all downhill from here, right? I mean, we're just going to gain more and more and more power, and they're not going to get stronger. They're actually getting weaker than what we've already dealt with. So, it's victory. I feel victory already. I mean, look at this. I mean, we're able to cut this through. We will get some nice blueite out of this, which we do desperately need. Our blueite is at 0.5, which is pretty terrible, if you ask me. We definitely need... Oh, we could probably take that very easily. But let's get this mortar online, because once we get this mortar online, I think the rest of the maps, or this emitter, falls. Again, it's an emitter that's half as strong, and one mortar on the other emitter was quite potent. So if we can get 2, Oh, ooh, yes, if we can get 2 with our cursor, I think... Ooh, there's the nullifier. Even better. We even get the nullifier isolated. Oh, I love it, I love it. It's just good for business. It's just good for business. I do find it funny that we can see that there's a pylon system in the northeast, and then it goes just to tower structure, and then just a random pylon right here. Just a random pylon. Just like, here's a pylon. There you go. Maybe the pylon system comes on the right side. I don't know. I just find it kind of funny. The nullifier is almost online. We have this cannon. We have this mortar. We are fighting it back. And I think all I care about now is taking out this left half, because I want this area, right? I want these to start pelting over here. So I'm just going to take over the left, the west, if you will. And once we have that, so we can get this connection point, let's move on, right? We want to keep our butt moving. And I guess the question is, where do we want to move to? Do we want to move over here? It has 2 breeder zones, 1 big one. So it has 3 breeder zones and the dark tower. Now, I kind of want the dark tower because the beacon will take more time to build. However, I think it will be easier to assault this because we got some high ground here. We have some connection points. I mean, let's see depth. I mean, it's pretty big all around, right? No matter what, we're fighting a very big battle here. Or, honestly, this top is probably our best bet, right? We come in here, take this. We can go straight for the emitter and the breeders. Yeah, I mean, no contest. Plus, this will get us more power for down here. So, let's just do it. Let's just get our butt in gear. And look at that. We are taking the top half of this. Easy days. Let's just hope we can clear this all out, which we should be able to do very easily. That'll get us power over here. And there we go. There's power. There's a couple mortars. And yeah, we're just on the move. These mortars will rain down fiery creeper destruction. And, you know, I'm going to keep my mouse here just for a moment, just sort of build up a pool here so we can sort of spread over without sort of losing too much ground. We might need that mortar in place because I have no idea where our units are, and that's going to be a problem. Again, one big problem is our units. We are up to 1.5 blue-white, though, which is great. I mean, it means we got both blue-whites. I'm even going to pause it just to look. Did we? Okay. Yeah, we got this blue-white, and this is just going to die, right? Between this and all of these, this is just going to die. We're starting to build this up, which is beautiful. This is going to build, I don't know if it'll fire. It might fire, like, right there, which is also quite nice. So, yeah, we're just holding. We're holding quite well. These are all building now, which is also fantastic. We're going to get a mortar firing, a second mortar firing. We got some of these towers in place, which is awesome because we need that power coming in. And then once we get that power coming in, once we get these units of fire in, hopefully that mortar will fire at least down here or something in its radius. I'm not 100% sure on that. And thankfully, thankfully for us, without the wall, the power is a little bit more streamlined to get down here. So, yay for getting rid of that wall. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I really like the thought of a wall. I just think it's actually more of a hindrance in this map than anything else. And we need to start moving our butt out so we can get another unit. Get maybe a cannon? Maybe? Cannon? Would you like to appear here? I would hope so, because this is a nice big flat area, and big flat areas, very good for business. Very good for business. Not very good if there's nothing on them, though. I mean, I don't see a single unit over here, so I guess we're going to move a little bit more just to the upper zone. Hug your walls. So I should have followed my normal advice. Hug your walls. Walls are your friends. There's going to be a unit right here. I know it. I know it. It's not even a question to me right... No, it's not there. Okay. We're going to find something. We're going to find something up here. Should I be pushing on the center area? Is this top half just foolish? Because where are the units? Where are they? We've actually pushed pretty far in. And I would expect there to be a unit here, a unit there, maybe a unit over here. Something. Some unit I would expect to have seen already. And honestly, I don't see any. So I think I'm gonna leave this area. I feel real bad, but that is not where the fight is meant to be. maybe it's an area where you take the top and then fight elsewhere, so those just lessen the creep, which is fine. But again, I don't like that aspect. I like, me personally, choice in which everything, any playstyle matters. If you want to come from the top, come from the top. If you want to come from the bottom, come from the bottom. If you want to take the front door, the back door, any door you want, just take it, because that's what it's there for, right? It's all about having fun, using different strategies, trying different things. And when one area is sort of, well, this is here so you can just deviate the creep a little bit, you know, or push from the left side to the right side only, well, then I feel like you're kind of taken aback a bit, right? We've already made way more progress coming on this side just for a few seconds than we did on the northern side. So I feel a little bit bad about that. But hey, you know, it is what it is. You know, it's not a problem. You know, again, it's not easy to also build maps designed around multiple strategies, or multiple potential strategies. You never know what a player is going to do. So I don't fault the map maker for that. It's just something that, you know, I wish was available. You know, again, not the map maker's fault. It just kind of happened that way with the layout of the map. So, again, we've taken this. We're getting 2 more mortars. We're getting another cannon. This mortar is up. We are pushing so much nicer on this. We can even probably just take out this bottom half. Take over to this, which will be quite nice. And yeah, that'll hopefully get us some more mortars over here, which will lessen the creep down here, which will make this push that much easier. That's kind of my hope. My guess is this. Yeah, see, there's already 2 mortars. They're gonna be pelting everything. That's perfecto. Perfecto. It is glorious. Get out of here. Get out of here. We want to clear it up. Clear it up. Just the only reason I really care about focusing clearing that up is just so we have that connection to build those other mortars. And yeah, this will get us to another top. Again, hold your tops, hold your walls, and we'll be able to take this entire side. And once we take this entire side, we're just gonna move on up, take these breeding pools, and yeah, we're just gonna take over the entire map, take over it all. Ooh, baby, look at that! See, we just take over the top, nice and easy. The bottoms will fall, and ooh, I let something die. Shame on me, shame on me. I feel bad. Not that. A little, just a wee little. And we'll hold our walls, take over the tops, cut this in half, start building everything up. It's glorious, like I said. Wah, wah, wah. We lost a tower there, which is fine. But again, we just wanna hold everything. I want this mortar in place. Again, we've made some pretty good progress on this. Again, I wish I pressed on here versus the top side a little bit earlier. Once this area comes online as well, we will be able to push forward. Well, I mean, I guess we already can. So let's just start doing it. Let's just start doing it. Push, 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 push. Our goal will probably be to take that, but I think this is a nice flat area. There's probably a unit here. There's a cannon. There's a cannon and mortar combination platter. So yeah, that is quite nice to see. So let's get the combo online. Hopefully they're going to get power from at least that. If not, we need to make you to do all the things. Not 100% sure. You better connect to that. That's all I'm saying. There we go. Okay, so now the combination platter will come online, which is glorious, glorious, glorious. And let's get to this breeder. I want the left one, even though the right one is bigger, getting the left one hugs the wall, so we can hold the wall, cut out all of that creep, which is also very, very good. And ooh, we actually got some breeding in to that cycle, which is awesome. So hopefully we'll actually hold this for the next entire cycle, which I think we're actually going to be able to do. The next cycle should be fine. That will give us the wall. That will mean there is a wave that's coming back on us, and that's the problem. So we do have some waves to contend with, but we do have some towers on the go. And yeah, we've held. This is hours for the breeding cycle, which means we can then push so so much easier. So much easier because we took the breeder. It's gorgeous. As you can see, we just need to hold out through this wave, and we're pushing through it. I mean, there's the wave from the breeder, and we made it through. You can see the mortars blasting down, and it's actually showing ground on occasion when the mortar hits. So, big wins. We've taken half of this breeder, and it's actually the half that's facing the emitter, which is kind of fun. So that means that the other half is just going into AC on both sides. It's going down. And yeah, this top corner, basically taken care of. That's basically the end of it. I mean, our cursor is probably strong enough now that we can just move into it. One more breeding cycle and we're guaranteed good, because we didn't have the full breeding cycle, of course. We only had a partial. I do want to just move my cursor up and just sort of really hamper this emitter just for a second. Because if say we're right here, right? We're taking out more than this emitter is producing, just like this. Then look at the creep edge, right? Look at the breeder on the bottom side. I mean, the creep edge is just pushing in, and it can't expand, right? There is no creep to reinforce because all creep is essentially being deleted as soon as it spawns, and we're now building the tower that is connected to the nullifier. So once we kind of get these cannons up in place, I'm just going to move away because there's 2 cannons next to the nullifier. But once those cannons are up, we are out of here. And yeah, that is another victory in the bucket. You can do it. Oop, don't want to move. Whoopsie. There we go. Both cannons online. Let's get out of here. Let's start pushing down here. And of course, we're just gonna go straight for this breeder, right? Or, well, I guess we're gonna get this cannon and mortar. Oh, double mortar. Ooh, that's nice. I'm a big old fan of that. Oh, wow, they pushed up to that high ground. Look at them. That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. I love it. And we got triple mortar on the go. So much love for these units. They have pushed so very well. And yeah, I mean, ooh, can we get as much of this as possible? It's breeding right now. We got a good chunk of it. Again, a good chunk of this breeder. And this breeder is, again, just probably not the hardest one. I mean, it's definitely not the biggest, but it's not a bad breeder to get, right? It's just good for business. It's good for having. And we can even move to the tops of this, right? These mortars are going to do fine. They're going to push on in. I do want to get some beacons built. Now, I don't know where the beacons are. The beacons could be like right here, but the beacons could also be on the southern side. So I'm going to start moving to the south. I think if we can cut this off, go for the big breeder, that's going to just essentially neuter the map. Because there's a beacon right there. See? It was on the southern side the entire time. And yeah, we get this beacon. We get this breeder, which is breeding in 10... no, not yet. 10 seconds now. Yeah, we get this, and that's going to free up the right side of the map. It's gonna free up basically everything. And it's breeding in 3, 2, 1. It's breeding, and we had most of it. That's right, we had most of this breeder for this breeding cycle, which is glorious, if you ask me. It's just pure glorious. And yeah, that's, as you can see, we literally just cut off this from that. That's all gonna just die. It's gonna die. And it's glorious. So, next on the hit list, ooh, there is a beacon up top too, which is great. So, beacon up top, feeling pretty good. Do we want? I mean, I want to push in straight to the emitter. It's probably the smart thing to do, given time, because going for it gets you your nullifier that much faster. However, you can see it's actually moving quite nice, and if we can get this last bit of breeder, then the rest of the map will die. Oh wait, this is just nullify enemies. It's not reclaim as well. Oh, look at your goals. I always assume the goal is to reclaim 100% as well, so that's kind of why I did that. Because I was like, well, this way we can get our nullify and our reclaim in at the same time. But yeah, we have everything breeding for us. We have another beacon on the go. We have the emitter basically taken care of. We have all of the breeding zones. I literally think there is nothing left that we have to worry about. I mean, we can literally hold our cursor on the emitter, right? I mean, I wish I could turn... there's probably some way to turn off the notification of that. What it is. But yeah, we've completely isolated the emitter, and there is no other creep generation. Although this emitter is actually taking out quite a little bit. Ooh. So I am impressed with this emitter. But there's the nullifier for the 2 spots, which is grand. Don't want that going down. I mean, honestly, I guess that's the only thing I care about. We will take over the entire map, of course. We will take over the entire map. It's not far off, of course, as you can see. I mean, again, the left side is being completely taken. The emitter is... It can't do anything. This Dark Tower is essentially dead at this point. There are beacons going down all around it, but it doesn't even matter. By the time the beacons are lit, the nullifiers will be on. And you can even see 1 nullifier being built right now. You gotta love it. It feels so very good. Yes. Ooh, I moved a little bit closer, and we're actually now eliminating all of the creep from the emitter. So beautiful. All of the creep from the emitter is being nullified. There is that tiny bit in the top left. Nope, there we go. There is the nullifier online. That is everything. And you can see how much was unbuilt. But yeah, 20-something minutes, 25 something. Probably not the fastest, but it felt pretty good. If I didn't have that mix up here, probably would have cut off like 2 or 3 minutes. And hey, that's what happens when you don't know the map. That's why your second playthrough will almost always be better than your first for learning those little nuances. But that is all creep of the map gone. We did it. And there we go. The new creep has been completed. So how did we do? 2546. Let's submit it. There's a 24 right there. There's a 27. 2352. Oh, Danu is the best. But yeah, honestly, not that bad. Given that top half, I think we could have taken top. But feels pretty good. I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll catch you next time. Take care.